The economics of protein inflation. Why adding protein may be good for sales margins. Because in a world of shrinking packages and rising prices, there's one word that still justifies a $3 granola bar: protein. Walk into any grocery store in 2025, and it's hard not to notice the trend. From protein-packed pancakes to high-protein pasta and triple-protein yogurt, one thing is clear: the P word has power. And behind that power lies something retailers and manufacturers love even more than consumer enthusiasm: pricing elasticity with a purpose. Simply put, adding protein justifies charging more. It might sound obvious in an age of health-obsessed shoppers and macro-counting meal preppers, but protein's pricing power goes far beyond trendiness. It has become one of the most dependable ways for food companies to increase unit prices, differentiate from low-margin competitors, and position everyday products as premium, functional, and essential, even when the cost of production hasn't increased proportionally. And while consumers grumble about grocery bills in general, they've shown a remarkable willingness to keep paying for this particular upgrade. Let's break down why. First, there's a very real health halo around protein. It's one of the few macronutrients that enjoys a near-universal reputation as beneficial. It helps you stay full, build muscle, balance blood sugar, and age better. While fat and carbs have had complicated PR campaigns over the decades, protein is now viewed as necessary, not optional. It's not just for athletes anymore. Parents want it for their kids. Boomers want it for muscle retention. Dieters want it for satiety. And millennials want it for everything. This creates a powerful marketing opportunity. When a consumer sees 14G protein on the front of a cereal box, they don't just see a number, they see value, purpose, and health. That emotional connection supports higher price points, especially in categories where basic versions of the product are cheap. A $5 protein-enhanced oatmeal is suddenly a functional breakfast instead of just oats and hot water. From a manufacturer's perspective, this opens the door to margin expansion. Adding protein, whether whey, soy, pea, chickpea, or even novel sources like fava bean or mycoprotein, does increase formulation costs slightly, especially when keeping taste and texture high. But that added cost is typically far lower than the price lift it enables. For instance, a protein bar with 12 grams of protein might cost 10 to 20% more to make than a standard granola bar, but it can sell for 50 to 100% more. That's a win any way you slice it. In fact, many companies are strategically proteinizing their existing SKUs not because they're chasing wellness trends, but because they're chasing defensible pricing power in an inflationary world. A plain yogurt might be price-sensitive. A triple-filtered, high-protein, gut-friendly yogurt can be bumped by $1 without much resistance. The value proposition feels stronger, and that's key in categories suffering from margin squeeze. This protein premium also plays especially well in DTC, direct-to-consumer, and subscription models. Personalized protein powders, fortified snacks, and high-protein meal kits often command not only higher per-unit pricing, but recurring revenue as customers incorporate them into daily habits. The functional value, or at least the perceived functional value, of protein helps justify $60 per month subscriptions for what's essentially flavored powder and packaging. So, will consumers keep paying? So far, yes, but with nuance. While protein is a powerful motivator, consumers are becoming more discerning. They're starting to compare quality and source, not just quantity. Is it whey isolate or concentrate? Grass-fed or conventional? Complete or incomplete amino profile? Is there added sugar or artificial sweetener to mask the taste? Can I pronounce the ingredients? This shift toward label literacy means that brands must do more than just slap high protein on the front and call it a day. Transparency, clean formulation, and actual performance matter, especially as the market becomes more crowded. Consumers will still pay for protein, but they're increasingly expecting clean label, functional, ethical protein, and if they don't get it, they'll switch. The good news for brands? As long as they maintain quality and communicate clearly, the protein economy is proving resilient, even in a world of food inflation fatigue. In fact, when consumers are forced to choose their indulgences at the grocery store, functional foods like high-protein options often remain protected. People will downgrade cereal or condiments before they'll give up their favorite protein yogurt. And this trend isn't slowing. New food tech innovations are making it easier and cheaper to extract, concentrate, and integrate protein into more products. Whether it's chickpea flour in bread, mung bean protein in pancakes, or lentil pasta with upgraded amino ratios, the supply side is catching up to demand. Expect to see even more products across categories take on protein as a feature, not just bars and shakes, but soups, frozen meals, sauces, dips, desserts, and yes, even beverages that look and taste like soda. The bottom line, protein is no longer just a nutritional box to check. It's a business strategy, a pricing lever, a way to stand out in a crowded aisle and survive in a low-margin landscape. And for now, consumers seem not just willing, but eager to pay for it. So if your $9 loaf of bread has pea protein, quinoa, and 10 g per slice, you may roll your eyes, but you'll probably buy it anyway. Because in the age of inflation, functional still feels worth the splurge.